Hey everybody, we are talking about tools and construction this week, and I'm going to read some of my favorite books that I usually read during Tool and Construction Week at school. They're the Three Little Pigs books, and today I'm going to read two of them, and we're going to talk about how they're the same and how they're different. So this is the first book, The Three Little Pigs by James Marshall. This is the second book, The Three Little Pigs by Bonnie Dotkin. So we'll read one, and then we'll read the other one. We'll figure out how they're the same and different. Are you ready? All right, here's our first book, The Three Little Pigs by James Marshall. Once upon a time, an old sow, a sow is another name for a grown-up female or girl pig, sent her three little pigs out into the world to seek their fortune. Now be sure to write, she said, and remember that I love you. The first little pig met a man with a load of straw. I know, said the little pig. I'll buy your straw and build a house. That's not a good idea, said the man. Mind your own business, thank you, said the little pig. And he bought the straw and set about building a house. It took him no time at all. Very soon, a lean and hungry wolf happened by. Pig was just about his favorite food in the world. So he knocked on the door and said, does anybody know what he says? Little pig, let me come in. To which the little pig replied, no, 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 not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. This annoyed the wolf to no end, and he said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Go right ahead, said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in, and he gobbled up the first little pig. The second little pig met a man with a load of sticks. I've got it, said the little pig. I'll buy those sticks and build a house. I'd think twice about that, said the man. What would you know, said the little pig. And he bought the sticks and he went to work building a house. Very pretty, he said. Who do you think's gonna come next? No sooner had the little pig settled into his pretty house than the wolf happened by. He was still hungry. And he said, you remember what he says? Say it with me. Little pig, let me come in. To which the little pig replied, what's he gonna say? No, 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 not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. The wolf didn't care for that at all. He said, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Ha, 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 said the little pig. So the wolf huffed and he puffed and he blew the house in. And he gobbled up the second little pig. Now the third little pig met a man with a load of bricks. Those bricks will make a fine, sturdy house, said the man. Good idea, my fellow, said the little pig. So he bought the bricks and he set about building a house. It took him quite a bit of time, but it was well worth it. Nice and solid, said the little pig. Nice and solid. But no sooner had the little pig moved in than he noticed the wolf hanging around. And the wolf, who was still hungry, said, what's he going to say? Can you say it with me? Little pig, let me come in. To which the little pig replied, no, 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 not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. I wonder what the wolf's going to try to do. Well, the wolf had heard that before. And he said that I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Oh, don't do that, said the little pig. But the wolf huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed until he was quite blue in the face. The house stood firm. I'll have to try another approach, muttered the wolf. Approach means he's going to think of a different way. And he put on his most dazzling smile. Little pig, I was only teasing, he said. By the way, I hear that Farmer Jones has the most scrumptious turnips. Turnips are a vegetable. Should we go pick a few? Oh, I'm much too busy now, said the little pig. What about tomorrow morning? Excellent, said the wolf. I'll come for you at 6. The next little morning, the little pig got up at 5. He hurried off to Farmer Jones' turnip field and he picked a basket full of scrumptious turnips and dashed back home. When the wolf arrived to his house at 6, the turnips were already boiling in the pot. Sorry, I couldn't wait, said the little pig. The wolf tried not to show his displeasure. No harm done, he said. By the way, there's a lovely apple tree down in Merry Meadow. Shall we go help ourselves to a few apples? I must cook my turnips now, said the little pig. Let's meet there tomorrow morning. Splendid, said the wolf. Shall we say 5? The next morning, the little pig was up at 4 and went off for apples. It took longer than he'd expected to reach Merry Meadow. And while he was busy gathering apples in the highest tree, he saw the wolf approaching. "Do try one of these," he called down, throwing the apple as far as he could. When the wolf chased after the apple, the little pig climbed down the tree and made it safely home. The next day, the wolf came again. Really, he was quite put out. Means he's angry. Why is the wolf angry? What does he want to do? He wants to eat the pig. "There's a big fair today on Hog Hill," he said. "Would you care to go?" "Why don't we meet there?" said the little pig. "Would 3 o'clock suit you?" "Great," said the wolf. 3 it is. Just to make sure, the wolf would get there early at 2. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the little pig went to the fair and had a fine time. So fine that he lost track of the hour. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw the wolf coming up the hill. Without a minute to spare, the little pig jumped inside an empty butter churn and rolled down the hill toward the wolf. This is the butter churn right here. That's how they make butter. Well, the wolf was so scared, he ran all the way home. That evening, when the wolf went to the little pig's house and told him how frightened he'd been by a great round thing that came down the hill. "Frightened you, did I?" said the little pig. "That great round thing was a butter churn and I was inside." This simply was too much for the wolf to stand. "I've been nice long enough," he cried. "I'm going to eat you up right now." And he climbed onto the roof. When the little pig saw this, he put a big iron pot in the fireplace and quickly stoked the fire. "Here I come," cried the wolf. "Dinner time." "You can say that again," said the little pig, and he cooked the mean old wolf and he gobbled him up. So let's think if we remember. Remember the first little pig built his house out of, does anybody remember? It wasn't something that wasn't very sturdy. Straw! And the wolf blew it down, and did he eat the pig up in this story? He did. The second little pig built his house out of sticks. It was a little bit stronger than the straw, but could the wolf blow the stick house down? He could. And did the wolf eat this pig? He did. Now the last little pig built his house out of what? Do you remember? It was something that made it nice and sturdy. Nice and sturdy. Bricks. Remember, could the wolf blow down the brick house? Nope, he tried and he tried. He even tried to trick the pig. But at the end, he came down the chimney to eat the pig. But what happened instead? Did the wolf eat the pig? No, the pig ate the wolf. All right, thanks for listening. Let's read our second one and let's see how it's different. Are you ready? This is called The 3 Little Pigs by Bonnie Dobkin. Once upon a time, 3 little piglets lived in a small, cozy home with their mother. Their names were Porter, Perry, and Parker. Porter was a relaxed sort of pig. He liked to play, eat, and sleep. Perry was a creative type of pig. He had lots of ideas, but he didn't always finish what he started. And Parker was a thoughtful little pig who worked hard and did everything just the way he was supposed to. This kind of annoyed his brothers. Well, the 3 little pigs got older and bigger and rounder. One day their mother made a decision. "You've grown too big for this little house," she said. "It's time for you to go off into the wide world and build homes of your own." So the 3 little pigs packed their bags and got ready to leave their too cozy home. "Any advice for us, Mother?" asked Parker. "Why, yes," said their mother. "Watch out for that no-good big bad wolf who's always sulking around." Sulking means he's always walking around. And remember, always work hard, remember to plan, and whatever you do, do the best that you can. The 3 little pigs kissed their mother goodbye. Then they trotted out of the house, down the road, and out of the village. Before they had gone very far, they came to a big field full of golden haystacks. "You know," said Porter quickly, "I think I'll build my house out of straw. It's a nice color, and the house will be easy to build." "I'm not sure that's a good plan," said Parker. "Will it be warm enough? Will it keep out the rain? What will happen when the wind is strong?" Porter rolled his eyes. "It will be a great house," he said, "and I'll still have time to play when I'm done." "Then good luck to you," said Perry and Parker, and they continued down the road. Do you think the straw house is going to be very strong? You know? Soon Parker and Perry came to a grove full of trees. "You know," said Perry, "I think I'll build my house out of logs. Logs are strong, and I can paint them different colors. That sounds like a good plan, said Parker, if you finish what you start. I will, said Perry, and he waved as Parker continued down the road. Perry stood and looked up at the tree. He said. Cutting down those trees would take a long time. I'll just build my house from the sticks on the ground instead. And that's exactly what he did. Do you think his stick house is going to be very strong? I don't know. Further down the road, Parker was busily planning his house. He bought bricks and stones and mortar for the walls. He bought strong oak planks for the doors. He worked on the house for days and days. But when he was done, he felt happy. Mother would be proud, he said. I worked hard and I made my house the best that it could be. Now, what none of the pigs had realized was that someone very bad knew that they had left their mother's house. And who do you think that someone was? Yes, it was the no good, big, bad wolf. First, the wolf went to Porter's house. He saw bundles of hay being held together by rope, and he saw Porter Pig outside napping in the sun. Hello, Pig, said the wolf. Porter opened his eyes, squealed, and jumped to his feet. He ran into his house, pushed the door shut, and hid under the bed. Now, said the wolf. I only wanted to have a chat. Chat means a talk. Ha, said Porter. I know a hungry wolf when I see one. It really doesn't matter, said the wolf. Little pig, let me come in. Are you kidding, said Porter. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. The wolf stepped back. He huffed and he puffed and he blew with all of his might. The straw house flew apart. The wolf pounced. The pig bounced. But Porter squealed and ran. Said the wolf. Unfortunate. Did he eat the pig in the first one? He didn't. Porter got away. I wonder where he's going. The next day, the wolf decided to try again. He strolled down the road until he saw a flimsy house made out of sticks and twigs. Perry was lying in a hammock outside. Hello, my little piggy, said the wolf. Perry jumped up in fright. He ran inside his shaky house and pushed a dresser against his door. Ha, said the wolf. Does he really think that's going to help? He cleared his throat. Remember what he says? Can you say it with me? Little pig, let me come in. No way, shouted Perry. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Do you think the wolf can blow down the stick house? The wolf stepped back. He took 2 puffs and he took 2 more puffs and he blew with all of his might. Sticks and twigs swirled in the air. The wolf pounced. The pig bounced. But Perry squealed and ran. Did this pig get away? He did. This just won't do, said the wolf. But the wolf knew there was still more one brother to visit. He strolled down the road until he saw a house made out of stone and brick. Parker was digging a garden outside. Hello, friend pig, said the wolf. Don't you be nice to me, said Parker. I know that you're the big bad wolf. You better leave now. I don't think I will, said the wolf. Parker went inside and slammed the door. The wolf heard 3 locks locking and 4 shutters slamming. He stood back. Remember what the wolf says? Say it with me. Little pig, let me come in. What does Parker say? Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in. Go ahead and try, said Parker. The wolf huffed 3 times and he puffed 3 times and then he blew with all of his might. Nothing happened. That's a surprise, said the wolf. Now he huffed 4 times and he puffed 4 times and then he blew again with all of his might. Still nothing. The wolf tried again and again and again and again. This is not going in all the way I expected, he said. Finally, the wolf fell flat on his back, puffing and wheezing. He heard the shutter creak open. I knew my house would stand up to you. I'm just glad he didn't think about coming down the chimney. The shutter slammed shut. The chimney. Of course, whispered the wolf, springing to his feet. Of course. He sneaked to the side of the house and saw a pile of boxes stacked against the wall. This makes it even easier, he chuckled. He climbed up the boxes. He crept across the roof. Then he jumped into the opening and slid down the chimney. But down below, water bubbled inside a big black kettle that was hanging in the fireplace. Parker threw more wood onto the roaring fire. "Here I come, little pig," said the wolf. "You weren't so clever after all." "Oh no," said Parker. The wolf landed in a kettle with a loud kerplunk. Water steamed and boiled around him. The wolf howled in pain and shot right back up the chimney. The water had boiled off half of his fur. "Oh no," cried the wolf. He was so embarrassed that he left the country never to be seen again. Porter and Perry moved in with their brother, and they lived happily ever after. All right, so in this story, remember the first little pig, he built his house out of, do you remember what he built his house out of? Out of hay or straw. Could the pig blow that house down? He could. But did he eat the pig up? Nope, in this story he didn't. The second little brother built his house out of what? Do you remember? Sticks. You're right, sticks. And the wolf tried to blow his house down, but could he blow this house down? He could. But did he eat this little pig up? Nope, he didn't. And the third little brother, he worked so hard. And what did he build his house out of? Do you remember? He built it out of, I'll show you a picture, bricks. Could the wolf blow down the brick house? No, it was too strong. And remember, just like in our last book, the wolf went into the chimney and he landed in the hot water. But did the pig eat the wolf in this book? No, he didn't. He just burned the wolf's fur and then scared the wolf off, and the wolf never came back. So even though these stories are both called The Three Little Pigs, they're both different, aren't they? This one, 2 of the pigs got eaten. This one, none of the pigs got eaten. This one, the wolf got eaten. The wolf didn't get eaten in this one. But some things are the same. How many pigs were in both stories? 3. And they all used the same thing to build their houses. Remember, the first one built his house out of straw. The second one built his house out of sticks. And the last one, the strong house, was built out of what? Bricks. You're right. Thanks for reading The Three Little Pigs with us. Bye.